Greetings, pet lovers. Bridget here with First Street Pets, and today we're going to talk about 5 things you didn't know about black cats. Michael and Mac are very excited to learn more about black cats. October 27th is National Black Cat Day, which is close to Halloween, which we associate with black cats. So I thought, oops, and here is a mini. These are my 3 black kittens who came to me this year in 2023, and they're going to help me with this video. There's a lot of information, misinformation, legends, and superstitions about black cats. But let's talk about some facts. Black cats make great pets. They're available in shelters. You can find them as strays, as I did with all of my black kitties, Minnie, Michael, and Mac. And they make great pets just the same as any other cat. So let's talk about some interesting things about black cats. Number 1, colors. One thing that you may not know about black cats is that most of them are not really solid black. They do have a pattern. Many of them are actually tabby. If you see a black cat in the right lighting, you can tell that they have the tabby stripes. It's basically just black on black. It's kind of cool. You can see it in the light. Just from a distance, it looks like solid black, but they are actually tabby. They can also be Siamese. If you've been in cat rescue or cat shelters for any length of time, you've probably seen, like I have, that in many litters where there are Siamese, there are also black cats. So there can be a Siamese mom who will have black kittens, or a black mom who will have a bunch of black kittens and a Siamese kitten. Now, while kittens can have different fathers, like puppies, often they are just from the same father and it's just the same genetic material. So some of the cats have a Siamese pattern and the rest are all black. Domestic cats, jaguars, and leopards can all be black, but not lions and tigers. Interesting. They can have a white mutation, but not black. Number 2, superstitions about black cats. This is probably what you've heard already. We see a lot of this stuff around Halloween. And one of the most common superstitions, at least in North America, is that a black cat is bad luck. Now, where this comes from, nobody can be 100% sure. In today's world, we can only imagine what it was like hundreds of years ago when folks didn't have a lot of science or medicine or technology and didn't understand how certain things worked. Many things were blamed on curses and spells and superstitions. So, for example, some women were thought of as witches because perhaps they kept the company of cats. They were healers, midwives, knowledgeable with herbs. And so when misfortune happens, such as someone falling ill or your livestock or your crops not doing well, it was easier to just blame this person. I can also think that women who had these kinds of abilities were very independent and strong women and may have been seen as a threat to other members of the group. So rather than embracing their skills into the community and trying to understand why things happened in real life, it is easier just to blame witches or to blame cats or other animals for your misfortunes. Number 3, adoption. I'll probably get some flack on this one, but I'm sticking by it. In this and all my videos, I do extensive research because what is important to me is to share facts, not just to share again and again the dribble that is already out there on the internet in 100 other videos and articles. Unfortunately, what I find is someone will say something on the internet, everybody else will copy it, and they will think that it's a fact. When I start looking it up, there's actually nothing to back this up. So one of the big legends around adoption of black cats is that they should not be adopted at Halloween because sick people will kill them or abuse them. Now, don't worry, this is a family-friendly channel, so we don't talk about anything like that or show graphic images, so don't worry. But I just wanted to bring that up because it is a thing that a lot of people believe, and some shelters and rescues will stop the adoption of black cats at Halloween, and in fact through the holidays, because there's another legend about not adopting pets out at holidays, which, spoiler alert, is also false. We'll talk about that as we get closer to Christmas. Now, people who are sick and who harm animals don't care what kind of animals they are, don't care what time of the year it is. There is no evidence to show that there is any kind of a pattern of animal harm happening around Halloween, or more to black cats than to any other type of cat or dog or other animal. So what shelters really need to do is just do a good job of placement with their black cats and all the other cats so that they can get adopted and get forever homes, rather than relying on superstitions and legends that have no basis in fact. Number 4, famous black cats. This was kind of a fun one to look into. There are cats in comic strips, in TV shows like Garfield, although he's not black, he's a tabby. The one that I picked for this video is from the play Cats, and that is Mr. Mistoffeles, the Conjuring Cat. Known to be a black cat, Mr. Mistoffeles is one of the characters in T.S. Eliot's Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats, which was a children's book written a long time ago. I can't remember the year at this moment. And the play came to town in the 80s when I was a teenager, and I saw it and was just totally captivated. Thought it was the coolest thing ever. I can sing all the songs. You probably don't want to hear me sing them, but I could.
And we all say, oh, well, I never was there ever a cat so clever as a magical Mr. Mistoffeles.
Mr. Mistoffeles, along with all the other cats in this book and play, has a special personality. As I mentioned, he is a magician. He can disappear and reappear later, which kind of goes along with superstitions that people had about cats being able to walk through walls, because I'm here to tell you they do disappear, reappear sometimes. I know they're still in my house, but they can seemingly come and go at will. And this happens a lot when cats are lost and they're actually just hiding somewhere in the house. They'll appear the next day as if nothing had ever happened. So Mr. Mistoffeles is still here with us today in the embodiment of our black cats. Number 5, black cats in art. So one of my favorite artists is, please forgive me if I mispronounce the name, I've only seen it written, is I think it's Théophile Alexander Steinlein. Steinlein was a Swiss artist who lived in Paris in the early 1900s. He did a lot of commercial art, such as posters for shows like the Tournée du Chat Noir. Again, forgive my pronunciation. I have a poster of this that I actually bought in Paris. Now, this is a very popular print. I could buy it at any store or on Amazon, but I keep this ratty old one because I actually bought it when I was in Paris. So it's part of the memory of that trip. If you love cats, I urge you to check out his art. I've actually just ordered a rare book of some of his pieces, which I will feature in an upcoming video as soon as I receive it. I had to order it from the UK, so hopefully I'll get it in the next couple of weeks. What is really cool about his art is that he obviously knows and loves cats, as you can tell by the depictions, their body postures, their facial expressions. And it seemed that he liked black cats in particular. Now, one thing I've noticed looking at all his different art pieces is that some of these look like the same cats. So these aren't just generic cats that he painted for these posters. These are actually cats that he knew, which probably belonged to him and his daughter. Now, I've actually named several of my cats after him and his characters. There was a Theo, there was a Colette, who was Steinlein's daughter, and there was also a Rudy, which was a black cat for Rodolphe Sailly on the famous poster with the black cat. So definitely urge you to check out his artwork if you love cats, especially black cat. A happy National Black Cat Day, Halloween, All Souls Day, Samhain to all my friends out there. And I encourage you, if you're thinking of adding a new kitty to your family, consider a black cat that you may find as a stray kitten or adopt from one of the many shelters and rescues that have cats for adoption. Thank you for watching.